So without further ado, let's welcome His Excellency Ghanim Mubarak Al Hajeri, Under Secretary for the UAE Ministry of Sports. Right, settle in then, folks. We've got a long day ahead. Your Excellency, good morning. Thank you so much once again for joining us. And you, no pressure, Your Excellency, but you are opening proceedings this morning. It's exciting times. Let's get into it. Let's delve straight into this, because I'm going to hit you with a difficult question straight off the bat. How would you kind of describe the Ministry's overall vision for developing the UAE's kind of sporting ecosystem, if you will?
First of all, I'm honored to be here with you today. Good to see you, Chris, again. We miss your voice.
Thank you.
It's been a year now. The truth is, sport is not just a government mission. It's more than that. It should be available for everyone. And the mandate of the ministry as a regulator and as an executor for the national strategy for sport, to make sure that the sport is available for everyone, for every child, for every resident, for every family, to make sure that they could provide a great set for this young youth who is searching to develop himself through the right process. We had missed a lot of talented young generation because of the missing of the right incubator. So sport is just a mission of a nation, is not just a mission of the ministry itself.
One of the things that we talk about when we think of sport, yes, we want more kids to get involved, but I think one of the benchmarks is Olympic success. There's no doubt that a lot of, I guess, pathways have been popped into place. I just wonder, what are you guys doing if you're talking there, Your Excellency, about getting more kids involved in sports? At the kind of apex, right at the very top, if we think the Olympics mission, what are you doing to ensure that we have more athletes representing the United Arab Emirates in the future?
I have anticipated some of your questions just to make sure that I had my notes with me, because I know Chris will divert you from, he will try to get you out of your box. You see, we as part of the government, we always be very conservative, so not to say something that will fire back to you and you will be committed to. So allow me to look at some of my notes where when you try to create an ecosystem that's solid enough to make sure that all the outcome of that ecosystem will serve your strategy, will serve the purpose of your mission, and it will make sure that you have achieved your strategy objective clearly, you have to work with everyone around you. You have to work with other ministers, which in terms of health, you have to be working with the Ministry of Health and making sure that the education system, it's helping you to make sure that all these kids who spend 8 hours under the custodian of the schools are being provided with the right segment or time of sport during their stay at school. So you cannot jump in the Ministry of Education and tell them what to do with that, but you need to set a clear vision and strategy with your partner. That's what do you require from them in order to achieve a common strategy goal that will serve your strategy. So the Ministry of Sport have made sure that their partner, either the ministries or the federation or the consular in each Emirates, or the committees that are being created in other Emirates where they don't have a sport counselor. But also we made sure that the private sector are engaged with our mission. And we have many meetings through His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Bilhol, the Ministry of Sport, Minister of Sport, which he have clearly identify what's required from everyone and how we can work together. So there's a lot of projects in line. In terms of to execute this, you need a great setup. So at the ministry level, we have set the committee of talent, the committee of elite. We have worked very closely with the Federation of School and University, with the Federation of the Community, Sport for All. So just to make sure that all this parents working together in terms of achieving the common objective of all.
Yeah, you've spoken about that working together. We often talk in these sports forums about collaboration being the key to success. You talked a little bit there about elite sport, Your Excellency. The community sport aspect is such a key driver for driving, I guess, young talented kids into the elite sport level. You talked about working together. Can you give some examples of how community sport and elite sport is doing just that and not in their individual silos?
In the past, I would say two cycle of the school and university games, talent and elite committee been working very closely to make sure that there is no talent or individual has been missed either from residents or from locals, Emirati, because the opportunity today in United Arab Emirates are open for everyone who have chosen to have UAE as a resident for him. So we don't distinguish between UAE national or resident to have the opportunity to participate in games, because the entire terminal for the school and university are open for everyone. There is no segregation between UAE nationals or residents who live in UAE. So you could follow the game. There are multi-nationality are participating in those games. One of the example I would say, 2 days ago we have Max, his name Max, born in UAE, his age almost 15. We have identified him in March. We want him through the testing just to make sure he's the right. We found his numbers in terms of the game he is in. He's perfect. So we grant him the passport because the law allowed, the international law allowed him. So in May, he participated in one of the local games. Also, he's been achieving massive result. So we participated with him in Egypt. He had 2 gold medals for UAE and for himself. So this is one of the examples. During this time, we have made sure that the talent committee are created. So back in the days, like if you have a talent, young boy and girls, and you want to let him participate, you don't have a guideline for that. But today, if you have any kids that you could just jump in and register him in the platform that we created. So we're working very closely with the school games, with the committees that's in charge of identifying talent and working with the community. And so the entire activities for the community in UAE are engaged by all the committee together. So the result of that, they're always there, and they will make sure that there is no one missed.
We talked as well a lot about governance. You know, governance is key to sustainability, Your Excellency, and it sounds like we're on the right path. There's no doubt we're on the right path, but how do you set about a little bit of self-introspection? How do you look inwards at times to maybe ask yourselves, are we on the right path? Are we doing the right things? In terms of new structures, reforms that perhaps may well be coming into play in the short, medium, and even long term. Can you share anything that you are studying and taking a bit of a closer look at?
Yeah. See, for example, in 2022, we have set the priority games for investing more. Of course, take the football in the side. Football, it's always run by itself. It's an untouchable game, so you have to make sure that you do your strategy away from it because it's out of the box. So in 2022, they agreed to have, just to be sure that the model or the pilot that you will adopt will serve the purpose. And in 2022, they had identified the 5 games to be focused on for the next cycle of the Olympic, which was in Paris 2024. Out of that, they have this, come up with that there's a clear model, operating model for the committee. So now we have 11 games. Also, the door is open for the individual or for the group game to make sure that we don't overmiss. But there has to be meeting the criteria that we have put. The criteria is being discussed with the partner, just to make sure that they're following the criteria. They're working very closely with the committee. The federation itself working in a yearly and annually program. But to develop an elite players, you need to really to have a focus 100%, and that's why we created the committee to be focused into the elite, the entire elite in all games. So working as a partnership with your eco partner, I would say, who will engage into your mission. That from my perspective, the government has to set the vision, federation have to work in the execution, the private sector bring I would say, the investment and the innovation into that partnership. So because the private sector is more flexible, more focused into return over their investment, and if you create the opportunity for them in your sector, and you show them as a government, and you're setting your strategy clearly, and you're working in that industry, partner, the private sector will jump in, because private sector are very conservative unless they see government is moving toward that sector.
You mentioned the word innovation, which I guess leads nicely on to my next question. We are living in a digital age. I mean, I'm now 39. I know, I had a tough paper round, okay, but I am 39, I can promise you that. And I'm getting a little overwhelmed with where we are in this kind of digital age and the way that the world is going. But you've got to embrace it. I keep being told if you don't embrace it, you're going to be left standing still. What are you guys doing to embrace technologies, innovation? Are you guys working on anything in particular that you can perhaps share with us? What does the future look like for sport from a technological standpoint?
In 2024, we have done an assessment internally at the ministry just to make sure that what's missing and what's taken most of the time of the federation and why we are not able to get the data that we need in order to make the right decision. So we found we still in some of the federations really are advanced. They're updated with their technology, they're embedding within their system the data. If you need any data from there, they will provide it easily through their network. But some of the federation are still working in paper. If you ask them about numbers of players in this segment, they will take ages. If you ask them how many qualified coaches, what's their qualification, and how long have they been participating, what their achievement, how many facility you have as a federation. Because for me to build the future in terms of the facility, for example, I need to have today what's the type of facility I have, what's their capability, what's their able to host of what type of games, and how many audience they can attend. So in order to say in 10 years, I will identify what's right now and what I want to achieve, and you will fill that gap with a proper strategy, and you will go to the decision maker to make sure that your plan is clearly based into reality. And so in this term, we have created the transforming digital committee in order to assist. this committee is serving not just the federation, it's serving the purpose of the ministry, the committees around the ministry, either the elite or the talent or the school game. So the transformation is there, it's coming, but as you know, each area it requires different set, but I think in 2 years' time, we will have a state-of-art transforming digital system within the sport.
I just want to pick up on that. There's a lot of people I know in this room this morning, Your Excellency, and it's an interesting theme. There's been a lot of chatter amongst industry leaders about talent identification, feeding it into a centralized system where we can benchmark not just talented young children, coaches as well. You've said there that we're 2 years away from that centralized system. Is that, in your opinion, the biggest challenge that you face right now? We can sit here, we can talk about opportunities, and we will get to that, but what are the biggest challenges that the ministry is facing today?
See, we had set with all our partners, and normally the challenge is not just the challenge that we face, but the challenge also our partner face will prevent them from being the right partner for us to help us to achieve our objective. So we have been, I would say, almost 8 times that we sit in a round table just to discuss the challenges in the field, because regardless of what you see as a ministry, but when you go to the field, you go to the federation, you go to the system, the people who is working in that, and you ask them to provide you with the right support, they are facing the challenge. So their challenge is our challenge. We found from our partner that the guideline, the policy are not clear. The strategy is not clear. The strategy that's required from them to participate in is haven't been discussed with them. So we have a set to share our strategy with them, to show them where they are participating in it and how they can help to achieve it. We looked at the IT challenge they're facing. We're building those projects to serve that. Also, making sure that we work very closely with the education system. And the education systems, it's helping to provide the right set of sport in each Emirates, working very closely with the sport counselor in each Emirates. And to be honest, what we get today as support having is because you measure your achievement by numbers of activities, number of participants, numbers of events that's been happening. And Abu Dhabi and Sharjah and Dubai are really doing marvelous work. And I think it just to communicate those challenges with the partner, it was a challenge, but now we are identifying how we can overcome those challenges with them also.
May I ask the following question? You talk about the vision and the strategy. You talk about working with the stakeholders, the different partners at kind of federation level in the private sector as well. Do you take on feedback, Your Excellency, whereby you can then adapt the vision or strategy that you've popped in place? I guess what I'm asking is, how rigid is that strategy, vision, and how much do you open the books, if you will, to allow feedback from your federations and private sector so that they are helping to shape the future of UAE sport?
See, the good things about our partner are clearly bold, and they just throw it on your table. And it's been a lot of challenges with the federation. Federation always think the ministry can do more, but they're not doing that much. They think about the budget that's been provided is not enough for their objectives to achieve, and we ask them to achieve their objective. So we looked at all this aspect in order to make sure that whatever action we'll take at the ministry, it will have positive impact. We measure that success by the feedback from those federations. And I think we are on the right track. This have not been in place for many years, and you're trying to shift 180 degree the direction to have the right north of your strategy. Being engaged with the federation, with the right partner, consular, and other private sector who've been into the industry for too long, and they have a lot of initiative that it will change the sport map in UAE.
Thank you for that. Last couple from me. I'm conscious that we need to move on. You're a busy man as well. But I wonder, when you look at the relationship you have with the government, the federations, the private sector, we know how critical that is. What do you see as the big opportunities moving forward? And that can be in the short term, and of course can be in the long term as well.
I think from our perspective, to have a transparent governor guide for them, to have more activity into each area, to make sure that the work synchronize with the consulate in each emirate, to make sure that the private sector have the right channel to get the opportunity in sport. So to create the right ecosystem around sport, that it will make sure everyone getting what they want out of this movement in sport.
So the million-dollar question, and I'm going to hold you to this, Your Excellency. I'm going to come back here in 5 years' time.
Sure.
And we're going to review this. But in a utopian world, what does the sporting landscape look like in 5 years' time? If you could sit here now and draw that out, what would it look like, and how would you compare it to where we are today?
See, we're not inventing the wheel in UAE, and I don't want to take the credit for the Ministry for Sport, but I think Ministry for Sport, in terms of comparing to other industry, I won't say we are behind, but I think we have clear roadmap that if we can adopt it from other industry, which they have achieved the ultimate level of innovation, of creating opportunity, not just for the local market, but for the international market. In each industry, you will find the best company are operating in UAE to get the opportunity out of the system that UAE have created, and it's attractive. We want to make sport as much as close to other industry, and sport always not just will impact the economy, but it will impact the lifestyle, will impact the community, and whenever you have a healthier community, active community, other around the world will be more than happy to be part of that community. So we will try to create a community that's attractive for family around the world to have UAE as a base and as a home.
So listening to you there then, the word to describe, I guess, your emotions for the next 5 years is you're excited, you're really enthused and emboldened by the plans in place. You feel that we are heading in the right direction.
Yes, as an undersecretary who's been there for a year and a half, to be honest, I found I'm lucky because you have a lot of quick wins, and normally as a leader, when you come, the first things you want to do, I want to do it fast. I want to make a change. I want people see, oh, Ghanim came to the ministry and everything has been changed. But the good things about in sport, there is a lot of quick wins. We're working in it, but also we believe in the long-term objectives, that it will make a change, not just internally, but it will have impact in our community and our society. And we might put the seed today, but the seed in sport will take longer than any other economic factor. So we seed together, but the fruit can be maybe taken by our kids and our industry.
Absolutely. The future is bright. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Ghanim Mubarak Al Hajeri. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to see you.
Thank you very much.